I am right underneath an old plane, and if I spin you around, you can see VW vans, you can see American pickups and old pumps. And I'm at the train market, Srinacarin. Now, I've actually made a whole video on this night market because for me this is the best night market in Bangkok. It's the one that you should go and you should check out. I've given 10 reasons why you should come to this market. I mean, obviously this kind of thing is one, but I've given you 10 reasons. I've made a whole video on it. If you want to see that, follow the link up there, follow the next video up, or check down in the description. Today, I want to show you one food. So Thai food is really organic. You get one name of food and it'll be different from one market to the next. It'll be different from one region to the next. It'll be different from one seller to the next. And I'm at the train market, Srinacarin, and this is really the home of food. And I'm going to take you to show you a new Thai food invention. It's called Leng Saeb, and it is absolutely amazing. It's going to completely blow you away. This is a brand new food invention, or at least about 4 or 5 years ago. And you can see it right here. This is a gigantic tower of bones full of meat on a plate with loads of chilies, loads of herbs, loads of spices, loads of salt, loads of sugar, absolutely everything going on. Man, this is crazy. That is absolutely huge. That must be like 70 centimeters high. Unbelievable. So I'm going to show you this today because really you need to try it. It's a new food invention. I mean, you look at this place, this seller is absolutely hardcore. This is one of the most famous sellers in the market. The food is amazing. They know how to cook. They've been doing it for years, but I want to leave all what they're doing there aside and just show you this Leng Saeb, because it is just unbelievable. You see the bones here, these huge bones. And these pans here full of the broth that is going to go on top of it, and another huge pan there. And here this guy is putting together all the herbs, all the spices, all the sauces that go into this, and then he'll pour the broth on to the Leng Saeb tower. So let's have a look here. We can get size S, size M, or size L. And I'm going to go straight for size L, 999 baht. Man, it's going to take me about a week to eat this, I think, but I want to show you this because really, you need to try this. It's a new food invention. It's been around for about 5 or 6 years, and it is one of the most popular foods now in Thailand. I'm just going to go back and show you this again. My belly is going to be bursting when I eat this, but these people are super popular. I'll show you the name up there in Thai. They're right on one corner of the market. I need to find a seat before this place fills out and order. Man, I shouldn't have had lunch to get ready for this. In fact, I shouldn't have had breakfast to get ready for this. I should have prepared myself for 24 hours. But anyway, let's see. And I am going to order, you can see we've got 3 different sizes, a bowl with it in. Then we've got a bigger one of $5.99. And then we've got a tower at 999 baht. And I'm going straight for that. Let's try this. Let's see what it's like. So you can see this is a real hardcore place. The flames going on there. This is not what I'm eating, but this is a full-on place. And these huge vats here, this is where they make the broth. You zoom in a little bit and you can see him picking out the bones, putting it on the plate. These are huge vats of broth. Wow. This is huge. These pieces already are massive. Now we have 3 bones on there, and he's fishing for more. Man, look at the amount coming out there. Let me zoom in a bit. He is just dishing them out. So the broth, they slow boil for about 2 hours. So the meat becomes tender and it falls off the bone easily. It's almost like building an artwork, the way he's building up this tower of meat. It's coming together. We've got half a tower. We've got a giant pile of meat already. And this guy is trying to put it together so it stands up. Kind of like a tower, like a cone, like the Eiffel Tower or something, towering up. And he's building this up using these bits and sticking them together. Trying to create this big tower. This is absolutely amazing. That is the biggest plate I've ever seen in my life, and it is coming together now. It's quite a technique. to actually getting this together and making sure it stays up. I got a fear this is all going to collapse like crazy when I start eating it. This is an incredible amount of meat. I have never eaten this much in my life, but luckily I brought some friends to help me. This is getting completely crazy. This is getting out of hand. We've got this huge tower. He's putting pieces on top of it. I don't know how this is all going to stay together, but this is mental. This is about a month's worth of meat, I think, for me, in one place. And while you're here, the first thing to say about Leng Saeb, it's the bones, it's the bits of meat left over, and you've got to scrape it away. That is covered in meat. I am going to have no problem whatsoever filling up on that, getting meat off that. It's just, you see meat everywhere. Now he's picking it up, and I do not want to try carrying it. I would be scared to carry that. That is a crazy size. And he still haven't finished. He is still propping this up. This is unbelievable. I don't know what to say. This is crazy. The amount of meat that is going onto this, the amount of bone that is going here is unbelievable. And he picks it up to test the structural integrity. Is this going to stay together or fall apart? Then we're getting more chilies, you can imagine. We're getting sauces, we're getting spices. Everything is going into this pot here. Let's just zoom you in a little bit. Man, this looks super spicy. Man, and then he's going to tip the broth in. They cook the bones in here. They put the bones on there. Then they tip the soup in here. And now, this is unbelievable what he is doing. There are so many chilies there. I am not going to be able to talk. Well, he's pouring all the chili, all the herbs, all the cilantro, everything, pouring it down this, and we've got a big soup in the bottom here. Man, that is amazing. This place is crazy. There's flames going on there. This is absolutely hardcore. This is completely authentic, and I think it is ready now. And he's going to try and pick that up and not drop it. Man, I would not want to carry that. This is it. This is Leng Saeb. This is completely crazy. This is insane. This is unreal. I have never in my life had a plate this big. I've never had a food piled on a plate this high. And I'm just going to try and spin you around a little bit, but I am so nervous that this is all going to collapse. But man, I don't know what to say. This is unbelievable. It's crazy. We've got so much bone, so much meat, so many chilies, so many spices, so many herbs. We've got salt, we've got sugar, we've got lime juice. Everything is going on here. And now I need to try and eat this. And there's actually so much meat. So the first thing when you read about Leng Saeb being bones that are left over and there's nothing on them and they're kind of squeezing an extra food out, the answer is no. You get a ton of meat with it. And this tastes like it's come out of a high quality restaurant. That meat is absolutely beautiful. 2 hours softening it up in that pan. It's perfect, really, really nice. And the soup in the bottom, that is so delicious, but that is so spicy. So if you're ordering this, check the spicy level and maybe ask for a little bit less spicy, because this is going to blow my brain off. It's absolutely beautiful. The soup is bang on. Man, this is so nice. I don't want to talk, I just want to sit and eat this for about 5 hours. Man, I don't know what to say. This is amazing. This is huge. 999 baht. Obviously, that's not the cheapest price, but really, what is that? It's for this amount of meat. You could feed about 4 or 5 people with this. Sit round, eat this, and you got a great evening meal for the whole family. You got the soup in the bottom. So spicy, man. I love this. So this is Thailand's new food invention. You can see huge pieces of meat just falling off this. You scrape the meat off. As the meat falls off, it falls into the broth. It mixes with the soup. It's super tender. Really, really beautiful. You will love this. But this is going to take me hours to eat. And I'm going to need water as well because this is pretty spicy. I didn't ask them for a less spicy version. I went for the full hit. Throw me it on, throw me the chilies on. Give me what you got. And I love this. So you can just see how much meat is on this. It's incredible, the amount of meat. I'm just lifting it off. And some of it is dropping into the bottom, into the soup, and I am mixing it up. It tastes fantastic. I mean, really, this is something else. Thai food is fantastic, but this is absolutely amazing. You just see, I'm only just starting on this corner, and the amount of big chunks of meat that are falling off, dropping in this broth, it's unbelievable. Got herbs, we've got chilies, got everything in here. Mix it with the meat. Wow, it's a whole layer of meat all over this bone. There is so much meat, and I am just on one piece. I can see the spine here. That is huge. And just look at that. That is just all meat here, all meat everywhere. And you can see the bone underneath. There's so much meat. So let me try and show you here. Actually, if we scrape the meat down, oh, it nearly collapsed. Wow. And all at the top we've got herbs, we've got spices, we've got chilies, and I'm going to drop them down into the soup and mix them in. This is unbelievable. I'm going to be here all night at this rate. I don't know how long it's going to take me to eat, but luckily I brought some friends to help me out. But that is crazy. So I'm really careful before this collapses, and this is all built up, and then there's bones stuffed inside, so we've got a long way to go. We're going to have to take it apart piece by piece, eat each bone. It's unbelievable. This is what you should try. You don't have to go for the full 999 baht that I did, but I wanted to go for this one to show you what it's like. But you can kind of get the half size, you can get the quarter size, but however you have it, it is super tasty, it's super delicious, you'll absolutely love it. And I think also, if you're coming here, if you're coming on holiday and you want to feel the real authentic Thailand, this is fun to sit with your family, with your friends, and just eat away at it. This is a cool food. It's not just inventing a food out of bits left over. This in its own right is a cool food, and that's why it's so popular now. And this market, the train market, for me it is the best night market in Bangkok. It's the most authentic, with the cooks, the chefs, the people who really know how food is made, and they know exactly how to make this. Along with the cutlery, along with the plates, you get latex gloves, and that means that you can hygienically disassemble this tower. So I'm going to pick this top piece off because it feels really wobbly now. Put it on this plate, and then I can pick it off more at leisure, and again I can pick another piece off. Now it's a little bit safer because, to be honest, that was getting ready to topple over. But now just on one plate, look at the sizes of the piece of meat. This is just two small bones of this food. It is unreal. I got this whole thing, and when you get it off, you see there are bones in the middle. It's not just all the bones holding it up. There's bones in the middle, there's bones underneath. I'm going to be here all night. But it's Friday night. It's about 6:30. It's a good evening thing to do on a Friday night. So I've actually brought two friends with me to help me eat this. Alice A here, Alice A there. But the shop has very kindly given them free rice and fried eggs. So they're going to be full already. And anyway, they'd rather play with their phones than eat food. So I've not got a lot going on here, but also Bella is here as well, and she is going to help me eat. So hopefully, with any luck, we can get through some of this, or most of it. And then with the latex gloves, you can pick the food off as well as trying to keep it from all collapsing. You can pick some of this meat off yourself. And you look inside, there's more bones inside, but I'm going to try and prop this here so it doesn't all fall down. You can just see how much meat I'm getting off all this. This is crazy. This is so yummy, it's unreal. The broth and the meat together, it's absolutely amazing. The best bones to make this are the pork neck bones and the back bones right down the spine. You can see it down here, the pieces. The back and the spine bones, the marrow is the richest in the animal, and it gives a taste that when they put it in the broth, it brings the taste of the broth out. The neck bones have marbling, which is the tastiest marbling in the animal, and again it has a lot of flavour coming out of the neck bone. So these are the best ones. It's the whole neck bone, the backbone, you can see it all here, that gives the best taste. And what you have is something that is so rich, so spicy, so tangy, so absolutely amazing. Absolutely, this food, you've got to try it. I've said that a few times, but you have to try this. So many things they drop into this soup. You've got a very light soy sauce, which adds a kind of a savoury flavour to it. Black peppercorns that give it a spicy aroma, a bit of heat, as well as the chilies. So you've got quite a spicy thing. All the water when you have this food. You've got coriander, you've got garlic, you've got onions, you've got salt. They'll put a lot of sugar in it as well, being Thailand. You've got fish sauce, which is a complete Thai staple that adds a little bit of saltiness to it. Cilantro, lime. Lime will give it that little bit of tanginess as well. Man, the full works gets thrown into this. And chilies, and a lot of chilies here. And I'm not going to be talking in another half an hour because I've eaten so many chilies. I'm just going to be cooling my mouth down. So the name Leng Saeb. Leng comes from Chinese. It's a shortened word for the pork spine. It's an abbreviation of it. Saeb means delicious in Lao. Now, Lao food is much more spicy than Thai food. So when they drop Lao words in, it means delicious plus spicy. So basically, it means a pork spine that's delicious and spicy. And I agree with all those sentiments completely. So it's time to carry on eating. When you get fed up of picking the meat off your tower, and you've seen your tower enough, and I've been sitting here about an hour now, so I'm kind of bored of seeing this crazy tower, you can just pick up the pieces of meat, start gnawing away. You're looking there, all that tender meat. It's unbelievable. And I am gnawing away. I'm going back to basics here. I've got so much to get through. It probably doesn't look very cool gnawing away in a big bone, but that's kind of what you do. And you can see all that meat on there. And as they pour the broth with all the herb and the spices, the broth has gone through, but all the herbs, all the spices, everything is lodged all over the bones, like a cascading waterfall. Man, I'm going to be here all night. I need to carry on. I'm not the only person eating it here. These guys here are also tucking into a big mountain of bones as well. I've been eating for an hour and a half now. The good news is the mountain has come down and I've got through quite a lot. You can see here, a lot's gone, a lot here. And also we've had some like pork ribs as well in it. So different types of meat coming in here, hitting you up with different flavors. The bad news is, if I spin this right round, I'm only about halfway. I am giving up. With all these pieces, I haven't touched this, I haven't touched this, and then all this meat inside here. And look at this huge amount of meat there. And right down into the middle of it, you see all that meat there. I haven't even touched it, and I'm giving up halfway through. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this has given you an idea. I ordered L size, the bigger size. Maybe you go for half the amount, but I wanted to really get the whole feel, the whole visual to show you. So as I always say at this point in my video, if you got this far, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button. I appreciate that. And for loads more video about Bangkok, about Thailand, about Southeast Asia, kind of things that are slightly off the mainstream, please subscribe. But now I am going home. and I'm going to sleep early on a Friday night. See you next time.